What's up? I'm Joshua Wynn Gibson, and here we are for another episode of What Went Down in Escrow Fraud just recently. Welcome to the show, general public. Here we go. 3 days ago, I don't know, definitely date's wrong, maybe like 5 or 6 days ago, a 68-year-old former attorney from Southlake, Texas, named William Thomas Engle Jr., was sentenced to 9 years in federal prison for stealing $8,274,980 from roughly 17 victims. His pitch: he could get small business owners multi-million-dollar loans from a private equity firm. They just had to post a good faith deposit first. The deposit was sold as perfectly safe. It would sit in a secure account the lender would have no access to, and it would come back no matter what happened with the loan. The loans never existed. The lender barely existed. The deposits went to a yacht, cars, and a Rolex. His trial started in January, and after 2 days of listening to his own victims testify, he stood up and pleaded guilty mid-trial. Here is how he did it. Step 1, credibility. Engle was a former attorney running a loan brokerage called Nottingham Ventures, and he parked victim money in attorney trust accounts, which sound official and untouchable. Step 2, the safety story. Victims were told the funding source, Brown Capital Funding International, could only verify the deposit account existed, never touch it, and the money was refundable regardless. Step 3, fake proof. Whenever anyone got nervous, he produced a forged bank statement showing their money was sitting safely in the account and fabricated text messages supposedly from the funder. He even claimed he'd put in $19.5 million of his own capital, also fiction. Step 4, layering. He sold side investors buy-sell agreements, promising 125% returns if a loan funded, or a principal plus 15% a year if it didn't. Classic Ponzi fuel. In reality, the money moved to his personal accounts almost immediately. Every single quote-unquote verification the victims ever saw was a document the fraudster himself created. What could have been the fix for something like this? Again, a real escrow is a 3-party agreement with an independent licensed escrow agent, and the depositor can verify the account, the balance, and the release conditions directly with the institution, never through paperwork the other side hands to them. One phone call away from any victim to the bank whose logo was on those forged statements would have collapsed this scheme on day one. If the only proof your money is safe comes from the person asking for your money, you don't have an escrow, you have a story. So another lesson in that it's best to go through escrow. And in this instance, the investors were being told that their money was being put into escrow, into a bank account. And so it should have been a third party. And that is the takeaway here. You have to understand that if you're buying a house, it's best to put the money into escrow. That is a third party and is not related to either of the buyer or the seller. So that way it is truly safe from both parties.